right now. This is TICKER News Insight.
Hello and welcome back to TICKER News Insight, where we are looking to focus on the best of business and bring bright ideas straight to you from all around the world. I'm your host Mike Loder, and to our latest story. And Sydney-based e-commerce agency MindArc works with Australian and global retailers such as Woolies, Citizen Watches, ResMed, L'Occitane, Shona Joy, White Fox, King Furniture, and it's just going to be naming a few. Now the team have built these e-commerce websites and provide cybersecurity monitoring as well. Co-founder of MindArc, Matthew Craig, has worked with retailers for over 12 years with a strong focus on cybersecurity and creating scalable solutions for their clients. It's my pleasure to welcome him to the program. Good to see you.
Amazing. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, great to be here.
At all. Thanks for sharing your insights with us today. Let's start off with how you see 2023 and the retail climate playing out based on everything we're seeing with interest rate rising and people tightening their spends a little bit.
Yeah, great question. I think it's been a really interesting time for digital commerce and online retail over the last couple of years. We saw obviously the pandemic and COVID to continue, maybe not as accelerated as it has been over the past couple of years, but definitely obviously like some other market forces at play with the interest rate and inflationary pressure going on, and that looming kind of recession in the US that I think really just takes a hit on consumer confidence. So I think we're still optimistic that things will move in the upward direction, but yeah, definitely that's our take at the moment.
Yeah, good take from you. So are there any hot e-commerce industries we should be keeping an eye on, you think, Matthew?
Yeah, over the last couple of years, we've seen a pretty steep increase in activity around the beverages industry. So, like wines and, just specialty beverages, that really trying to invest in activities that will bolster their e-commerce experience for their customers, and even some more like direct-to-consumer type experiences being created by a lot of these brands. We're also obviously seeing pretty strong growth in like more traditional type of verticals like the variety stores or fashion apparel that are always strong contenders online. Yeah, definitely probably those industries are the ones to watch.
Okay, interesting insight there. Have you seen any extreme e-commerce cyber security hacks, if we can turn to the security nature of some of these websites and things like that for a moment?
Yeah, for sure. I think in the last few years, we've definitely seen that different waves of security issues like kind of come and go in the mainstream media to highlight what could happen, particularly around cyber attacks. And so more and more we're seeing incidents, or even in the public eye, like big incidents like the whole Optus breach and whatnot. And it's really kind of comes down to a few core concepts. But yeah, in terms of extreme, like we've seen situations where third-party access has been compromised because basic things like two-factor authentication hasn't been used or kind of enforced as a policy. And I think it's really just making sure that the market is aware of these kind of core baseline activities to keep your site secure and really just that.
I think they refer to it as cyber fitness and making sure you go to the gym. But Matthew, what are some of the ways that retailers can avoid these cyber attacks? Just sticking on that theme for a minute. Yeah.
I think it's kind of being a bit more diligent in terms of following some of those core security practices. I think that goes a long way. So just basic things like password management, enforcing two-factor authentication, which I think is probably one of the strongest things people kind of let fall on the wayside. And then also just keeping in mind that the type of technology you're using to kind of support and facilitate your digital commerce operations. Are you relying on really bespoke security like systems and processes, or are you leveraging existing good technology in the cloud that already protects you from all that? And leveraging experts to really make sure that you're covered is really the message we want to put out in the market. Absolutely. It's hard to be your own expert, I would say. So yeah,
that's very true. Yeah, it can to police yourself and stay diligent. But just to finish for me, Matthew, what is one tip you have for readers as we continue our push into 2023? What would you sort of summarize, I guess?
Yeah, one of the biggest things is really just that kind of mentality of don't wait until the attack happens to you before you do something about it. Those security experts to ensure you're not vulnerable to attacks or even just basic operational security protocols for your business. It really enforced those two-factor authentication processes. Just be a bit more, put it more front and center in terms of strategy.
A little bit more switched on. Matthew Craig, I want to thank you for joining us from MindArc and helping us out today with a little bit of behind the scenes of what's going on with retail and, of course, some cybersecurity concerns that we can action as well. So thank you.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
And, of course, thank you to all of you for tuning in. I hope you've learned something from my discussion there with Matthew. I've been your host, Mike Loder, and I look forward to seeing you all again very soon. Head to tickernews.com for more. Be well.